Hey everybody, Tom Barnish, Chicago Scene, coming to you from Lincoln Park at Clark and Wrightwood. And odds are you've been past this building 100 times if you lived in the city at some point in your life. It's been here since 1893, inspired by the World's Fair to keep artists here afterwards. And it's called The Neighborhood. It's a new boutique hotel that used to be apartments and hotels at one time years ago, but now it's back to a boutique hotel. I'm going to talk to Jonathan, who's the owner, founder, creator, and visionary of this new space here in the Lincoln Park neighborhood, and a place for you to stay. It's really kind of cool, so we're going to go inside and take a look. All right, this is just part of the theme at this vintage Chicago walk-up, and I'm here with Jonathan, who took this project on, took it from something that wasn't quite exactly what it is today, which is now this amazing boutique hotel. How are you, Jonathan?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having me come in here. So people have seen this building, I'm sure, if they live in Chicago. They've ridden by it on their bikes, cars, bus, walked, the whole thing. But tell me about this property that we're at that is your neighborhood hotel.
So this is the first location of the neighborhood hotel brand, and our spot at Clark and Wrightwood is really in the center of Lincoln Park, right near the zoo and the lake and the shopping and retail on Clark Street. And we converted a building from a traditional apartment structure into a modern apartment style hotel.
Yeah, and I would say that this building is pretty historical significance just because it was built when the World's Fair was either going on or ending back in 1893. What was it built for, though?
The building was built in 1893 by a developer that wanted to offer a product to keep artists and travelers in Chicago after the Exposition. Mm-hmm. And we approached the community and explained our story, how we wanted to respect the vintage nature of the structure and create a boutique hotel apartment building. So we sit here today, we have 14 suites between 1 and 3 bedrooms, and right now you're in a 2-bedroom family suite.
Yes, and this is a wonderful big space. So, I mean, basically it's like a redone apartment, but it's in a hotel. So you have the best of like the booking sites that you can use on your phone to book hotels and traditional hotels right here in this space, because you have washer and dryers, you have places to sit down and eat dinner, which is kind of a big deal when you're on the road. You know, you always feel like, especially in a hotel, you're always sitting on a couch and eating, or you have to go out to eat. Where here you can sit here, you can make your own meal because you have the full kitchens and whatnot, right?
So we hear from guests all the time that we're bringing the best of a short-term rental and the best of a traditional hotel. And the full kitchen and the washer dryer and the amenities give people a way to go immerse in a community and have a different kind of travel experience. So when they head home to their location, they feel like they were really able to dip in and understand a neighborhood and a city rather than what they might have at a traditional big box hotel.
Yeah, and you get that with the bunk beds and rooms, the local Chicago artwork, and there's a little bit of, I mean, this building itself is vintage, it's over 100 years old, but you also bring a little bit of the 90s flair, just given your age, because you were telling me before that, you know, you traveled prior to doing this a lot, and from your experiences traveling is what this is, and you have Chicago roots, you grew up here, you know, you have a fondness of maybe old things, all things like John Hughes and growing up in that era, because you and I are pretty much the same age, so that 90s vibe you kind of see here with the video games and the artwork on the wall, right?
We brought in a hotel designer called Rebel House, and they loved the challenge to go take a vintage building and to modernize it in a tasteful way. And we've embraced the walk-up nature of the asset, and Rebel House gave us a design that we really loved. Like I said, with a blend of vintage and modern, and then pops of, you know, pop culture with the collection of Bulls tickets of one piece of art from the Jordan years and the Super Bowl Shuffle record, all put into large format pieces of art that help explain the traveler's story in the city.
And even the poster in one of the rooms here, where it's all the Chicago movies worked into this amazing art piece. Like, I noticed the little things about places just because I love doing that, especially when it has to do with Chicago. So you nailed it. So well done there. Yeah, for sure. I appreciate it. And you have a interesting way for people to kind of walk in here. It's pretty much, you know, I would say touchless, I guess, right? Well, for people to check into the hotel because it's all on your app or online.
So we really embrace a suite of technology throughout the stay, and guests receive instructions and prompts via email, text message, and deliverables in the room. But there's no front desk in the way you think of a traditional front desk. There's a QR code to scan in to the front door, and then guests have a 4-digit code for their suite entry. There's 24-hour text messaging with any questions, whether it's how to use the video game system, to where should I go for a drink after dinner.
Right, it's all built in with the neighborhood, and again, the best of like old school and today's technology. The room services, Grubhub, or you provide a list of restaurants that people might want to do that from in your field guide, along with just different ways to experience the neighborhood itself, right?
That's a good point. The guests can have anything they would be used to at a traditional hotel, provided by the shops on Clark Street. So we have Francis's Deli. Will bring in pancakes for guests in the morning, or they'll send a chef to go cook a private breakfast for a family.
And for people who are really into the Wiener Circle, they're your next door neighbors. You have a Jibarito place as a tenant below, so if people are looking for this spot, it's right next to the Wiener Circle or the Jibarito place, and it's above. But when people walk in, you get this old school traditional apartment vibe feel, completely retro. Like you guys have kept the integrity of the building along with the artwork when you walk in and all that stuff. And I imagine it's busy most of the year here, but what's the best way for people to book a stay here?
So about 70% of our guests book direct on the website, and then we're on the online travel agencies such as VRBO and Airbnb and Booking.com. We also have about 10% of our guests, they're repeat customers, and they've been back 3, 4, and 5 times because they have family in Lincoln Park or kids that are students at DePaul.
Sure, yeah, you guys are nestled perfectly in the neighborhood right on Clark Street. And for people who might be driving, it's always an issue. Like, what's the best option for people that you give them for driving, and what are like the price ranges for a stay here?
That's a good question. So we have 14 suites between 1 and 3 bedrooms, and the rates range anywhere from $250 to $550. We like to say for the average length of stay, it's 300 to 300 nights. But up until last month, it was about 8 nights, as people have a little more time to travel and settle in. There's multiple parking options, including directly across the street, where there's a private indoor garage, and we facilitate everything every step of the way. We tell you, how to download the app and how to find parking, and work, to make it a good journey from the time you get out of your car to enter the room and check out.
We'll get quick one more time. What was the website?
It's theneighborhoodhotel.com, or the website is nbhdhotels.com.
Fantastic, and thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm going to explore a little bit more, but you guys have created a really unique experience here in Chicago, so well done to you.
We appreciate you coming by.
Yeah, no problem. All right, and that's the neighborhood nestled right here in the Lincoln Park neighborhood, TBARNAS at WGNTV.com. If you have a suggestion for the Chicago scene, it's tbarnes at WGNTV.com. Thought I'd show you this. Look how close it is to the Wiener Circle, Jibarito, and then you got everything going on right here at Clark and Wrightwood. And inside they even have little picnic basket things that you can take for picnics. They have routes that you can walk all over and really enjoy this neighborhood. So be sure to check them out. Thanks for watching.